AI has gotten so good that you can now officially replace your entire sales department with just no-code tools. And I'm not saying this to be dramatic. Over the last 3 years, I was a growth advisor in many very fast-growing B2B SaaS all over the world. I have generated millions in revenue both for myself, for my clients. I've worked with a lot of sales teams and I know the sales process very intimately. But in the last few years, with AI getting so incredibly good, I've seen many salespeople and marketing people getting more and more obsolete, to a point that you can practically automate 99% of their work. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I built several AI agents to actually automate many of the tasks in your marketing and sales department. Tasks like account research, outbound messaging, lead management, CRM, and much more. So first, let me show you how to automate the account research part, which is one of the most strategic investment you can make in B2B go-to-market in general, in outbound sales, and in general for growing a company. You have to map the list of all the companies in your team. You have to map the companies that are really a fit for yourself, to align marketing and sales, to push outbound sales, and to do all the strategic initiatives. The problem is to actually do a very good mapping is actually tough, and it requires hundreds of hours of an SDR time, because let's say, for example, that your ideal client profile are all the venture capital firms. It's all the companies that invest into startups. It's not that easy to go on LinkedIn, get all the URLs, all LinkedIn profile, the name, and even getting like more strategic information. But luckily we can employ one of my many AI agents that can go inside LinkedIn, get the list of all venture capitals out there, and even do all the strategic research at scale. For example, how much the venture capital fund actually raised, how many employees are working there, if they work with Series A company or early stage company, and many other information that are relevant and are a turning point to actually create a super effective outbound strategy. So let's jump into the details of how to do this with clay.com. We can start here in Clay, create new table, can do a company search, find companies. As you can see, we can select the industry, and in this case is very helpful, like venture capital and private equity firms. We can put the number of employees. Let's try to stay as broad as possible. Geography, United States, preview companies. Import to new table, continue for free. As you can see, in a couple of clicks, we really have the list of all the venture capital firms in the United States, or at least the list of all the venture capital companies listed on LinkedIn, but want to go more into the details. For example, let's run another AI agent, which is called the Clay agent, which is an AI agent that can search the web, and we can ask something like, for domain, try to understand if this company is a VC, venture capital. Why? Because here we have the list of all venture capitals and private equity organizations. So private equity is very different than venture capital. Venture capital is fund that invest a little amount of money in a lot of startups to actually get the unicorn, or the majority of them are structured like this. Private equity firms are more structured to actually invest a larger sum of money on a more established company. So we have to distinguish the two. So for domain, try to understand if this company is a venture capital. Just return yes or no, and we can even select, we can output the format like yes and no. Let's go to the next one. Again, Clay agent, for domain, try to understand how much money this VC raised. We create a condition like only run if venture capital is yes, because we don't want the AI agent to run even if it's not a venture capital. Output is correct. Again, mini, save, run the rows. As you can see, we are getting all the information, but the output of the text is a little bit unstructured, like response is, this venture capital firm raised 3.85 billion. This other venture capital firm raised 10 million. So we want to format the result to actually get only the one from 20 million to 500 million, because maybe we have a very specific understanding of our ideal client persona, and we only want to reach out to venture capital in that range of funding. We can use a formula. So for response, only return the amount raised, and in this format, 10 million equal 10, 1 million equal 1 billion equal, and 100 millions equal, because data are very unstructured, so maybe 10M, but I want it exactly 10 millions, 1M, but I want exactly 1 million, and so on, because I really want to structure the data in the right way, so I can use an operator with something like, if this venture capital is from 20 million to 60 million, return yes. So we really need the integer, the real number, and not just some different acronyms to actually call this number. And now we can even create a column checkbox if fundraising amount is greater than 20 and smaller than 200, return true. Output is correct, save formula, and that's it. Then we can run all the rows, and as you can see, our 3 AI agents through Clay can actually scan all the VC companies in the United States and give us the right information, so we can create a sublist that is very accurate for our needs. So now logically we have the mapping, we have our list, and we can use outbound sales to actually contact at scales the decision makers of our company with our own value proposition to get some leads, and from the leads try to get some clients. Let's see together how it works. So now we have our mapping. From the mapping we can actually get all the decision makers. Let's run some more rows so we have more data to look for. From there we have to get the decision maker, but it's pretty easy. Again, we can use another enrichment, find the contacts at companies, save result in this table, job title keyword. Let's say we want to contact CEOs, managing partner, limited partner. As a company identifier, we can put the domain or the LinkedIn URL, so that you will know exactly that he has to look for these kind of job titles in this domain, in this LinkedIn URL. Continue to add fields, save, run 10 rows. Okay, as you can see, you can get a lot of people. Let's start from the first one, managing partner, LinkedIn URL. We have a lot of information, language, education, experience, first name, second name, but for this kind of example we just need first name and last name, or even better the full name, the name of the organization. We already have that, so it's enough. And this would be about the decision maker 1. So name 1, first name, URL, title. From here we can get the emails. We can click on work email. On work email we have different providers, one attached to the other, to actually get the right valid work email, URL, full name, domain, save, run 10 rows. Now we would have the LinkedIn URL, LinkedIn personal, decision maker 1, work email on the decision maker 1, and if you really want, you can even find the phone numbers, US and Canada, phone number, LinkedIn personal, save, run 10 rows. If the first provider is not working, the system will give a chance to the second, and the third, and the fourth, and the fifth, etc., etc. So we maximize the probability of actually having mobile numbers. Now, we have LinkedIn, we have email, we have phone numbers. We can actually start driving outbound campaigns. How? For email, we can use Smart Lead, add lead to campaign, or you can watch one of the many other videos that I'm showing this process, but you can create a new campaign on Smart Lead. You can put the work email, the first name, the second name, all the personalization, and we can go very deep with personalization. We can really mention super relevant things, because thanks to Clay we have 100 different integrations, we have thousands of possibilities to create AI agents to actually get really niche, really in depth on what information we need, and use those information to create extremely good messaging. Then we have email. We can use HeyReach, very similar to Smart Lead but for LinkedIn. HeyReach is this amazing company and basically allows you to connect multiple LinkedIn profiles, use these messages, use this data, and actually push at scale a lot of LinkedIn messages, from the connection to comment, like, and finally the conversation, to move like a cold guy into a prospect. Third, we can move all the phone numbers into a dialer, so an experienced account executive or an SDR can actually cold call all of them and try to propose your own products or services. I think now you can literally see how efficient and easy it is to use this kind of process, and you can literally see how you can automate like thousands of hours of manual effort, which previously involved like having a full-time marketing or sales guy. Now you can totally automate anything and create a super efficient sales force. So another thing you can truly automate with AI is your lead management. And bear with me guys, lead management is probably one of the most impactful activity you can actually improve your own business to generate better revenue, better profits, and in general to create create a more healthy organization. But let's check together some key statistics. First, 70-80% of customers tend to purchase from the first company that responds to the first inquiry, which is true actually, because for example, I often use Upwork to do some of my designs, and I figure out that most of the times I just hire the first guy who replies and is responsive because I want something fast, I want something now. This is the power of fast, now, and actually have amazing lead management exactly in the moment that you receive an inquiry. Businesses responding to inquiries within 5 minutes are 21 times more likely to convert leads compared to those waiting just 30 minutes. And actually a lot of businesses, especially big businesses, when they have a lot of volume, they just reply after a lot of time, burning all the leads. Despite these advantages, many businesses fall short in their response times. The average lead response time is 47 hours. Think about it, 47 hours. We are competing with businesses replying in 1 minute or 30 seconds or immediately. And actually there are different forms of doing lead management. One is with outbound, especially with cold email, when you actually get a yes, an interested reply, maybe from a lead magnet, and you can use tools such as RevReply to actually streamline all the operations. All the lead management process from the yes, it doesn't matter what is the time zone, it doesn't matter the hour, you start the conversation, it is integrated with your Google Calendar, and it can even suggest slots like, are you available Wednesday at 7 p.m. But first it checked my calendar, actually being sure that 5 p.m. is actually a good time where I'm available. And it can really do the back and forth from starting the conversation to actually booking the meeting. RevReply is this amazing tool. As you can see, you can create multiple agents just to answer to messages, to emails, and you can really connect it to any kind of provider. You can connect it to Gmail, you can connect it to SmartLead, Instantly, Outlook, and you can actually give them as a training all the information about your website, all the information about your offers, and can handle the conversation, connect to your calendar, find the availabilities, and actually coordinate the meetings, the bookings, and even the follow-ups to making sure that every lead actually go to the meeting. Secondly, we have one-to-one on Google emails. For example, you start a conversation, is a thread, is a follow-up, is a referral. You can do the same with RevReply. For example, here I just created a couple of accounts to make this test. Hi, can I have more information about the Clay operator, which is my company? Sure, we are an educational company, what you're looking for exactly. And as you can see, I put as an hashtag, I put in the signature Clay operator with an hashtag. Why? Because this way you can automatically open and start and triggers RevReply, and it starts the conversation. What are you offering? RevReply answer, hi Michael, these are the offers, these are 2 calendar slots, this is the link, thanks so much. And then Friday works, and then automatically we'll create a meeting on Friday, connecting all the emails and actually making sure the prospect will go to the meeting. Last but not least, the most important of all of them is lead management after inbound leads. Inbound leads are crazy expensive. How you get an inbound lead? From content, SEO, paid ads, conferences. So you have to manage it properly, and especially big businesses that are getting a lot of inbound leads, tough to manage, and you need someone to actually reply fast. How can you do this? You can do in a very efficient way with Typeform. Typeform is a form application that can be connected with a webhook to Clay. We will see the process together, and this way you can collect all the information, move into Clay, and actually replying immediately, managing the leads, and even creating ultra personalized follow-up messages, manipulating the data that you get into Typeform. Let's see how it works together. We have here our Typeform, and as you can see, it's very easy to build. And you can put a Typeform inside your own content, in your website. You can put it in a thank you page after an ad. You can put in a thank you page after YouTube, etc. And when you go here, you can really create your Typeform very easily, like your email, your niche, your name, your surname, your website. You can save it, share, and you have the link. So this is the standard form that you get for a demo, that you get for a product discovery, etc. You can reply and you can get all the information. And how to move this into Clay? Very easy. In Clay, we can actually create a new table, Typeform from responses. You can connect easily your account. Mine is already connected, and you will get this kind of table. Every response will be here. You will collect all the information here. For example, let's say that your email, michael@rosslyn.net. Next niche, let's say I sell to e-commerces. Your website, clayoperator.com. Submit. Request submitted. You get it into Clay. As you can see exactly now, we get another inquiry and we can find all the relevant information. Answers, 0 is my email, 1 is the niche, and the other is the website. What's really interesting about this is that we can connect Smart Lead, or we can even connect your own Google account through Make, for example, so you can do basically both. If you get too much response, you're a very big business, maybe it's better to actually use Smart Lead. But if you're a normal business, those are inbound leads, so it's way better to actually reply immediately with Make, connecting it to a Google account. And in this way, you get all the information, you can connect it to Make, and you can say, hey, thanks so much, I noticed that you are trying to get meetings with e-commerces, I noticed that this is your website, these are the most relevant use cases that we have, and this is my calendar link. So you can totally operationalize this kind of motion because you can connect it, Make with HTTP API or even a Smart Lead. Whenever you get this on autopilot, like new results will be manipulated. You can of course go more in details and get more personalization like we did at the beginning of the video with account research, but we can do it live with inbound leads and actually following up immediately. So when someone actually fills the form, hey, I want more information, you will get immediately a hyper relevant email really reading the mind of the inbound lead and actually giving more information, a way to book immediately into a call. So last we have CRM enrichment and how to supercharge your CRM to create an amazingly efficient sales process, not to waste account executive time and actually create a very efficient sales force with the right data, the right time, with as little clicks as possible. Because guys, this is exactly the same as lead management. It's one of those things that maybe is not shiny, but can create an amazing impact for an organization. Trust me when I say that I really found companies spending like $1 million per year in CRM data cleaning. So if someone is spending this kind of amount of money to actually solve a problem, it means that actually there's a problem, there's a huge problem. Why? Because 40% of CRM data is outdated or incorrect, causing wasted effort in following up with bad leads. Just think about, you have 6 account executives. 6 account executives are worth like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million to a company, especially if they are enterprise level account executive. And the problem here is that if they follow up to leads and they don't have a phone number, they are wasting an opportunity to actually connect with the right guy. Or maybe they are following up, but it's an outdated lead. The lead just changed job, or you have the wrong phone number. So you're making the jobs of these account executives very hard. It's very hard now to reach quota. Data are messy. And really, after 1 year, CRM data is trash. Why? Because 30% of people change job position, change email, change phone. You don't have the phone, but you have LinkedIn. You have LinkedIn, but you don't have email. But a fully enriched CRM, and especially one where actually account executive really need just very few clicks to update it in a constant way, is a secret army to actually create a lot of efficiency with a large sales force. Another important stat, account executives spend 5-6 hours per week just logging CRM data. You are spending $200 per hour in actually paying these account executives, and their work is wasted with something that can be 100% automated with AI. This is the advantage of the AI, and this is the power of using AI agents to actually create a better sales and marketing, or even better, to fully automate your sales and marketing department. At least technical and the repetitive parts. Let's talk about 3 use cases that I deeply think that can make a huge impact inside a company. First, missing variable. You have the email, you don't have LinkedIn, you have LinkedIn, you don't have phone numbers. You can connect the CRM to Clay, you can connect it with the API, you even have like official integrations with HubSpot, with Salesforce, with Close. You can connect it, you can create contact, create leads, update contact, update lead, lookup object. For example, you receive an inbound lead. First you do a lookup, if it's not present, you create a new contact. But then maybe you just have an email, because in what kind of form, like the type form that we have before, you can ask so much data. The more data you ask, and this is a general rule of inbound, the less leads you will get. So way better to actually ask very little questions in the inbound form and then reach all of them with Clay later. But it's very easy to do, because let's say that you have type form. You leave the data moved into the CRM, but before moving to the CRM, they are on Clay. So yes, you have the URL, but you want to get LinkedIn. So you can use Clay agent and say something like, for domain, try to find what is the official official LinkedIn profile. And from the LinkedIn profile, you can get exactly the company size, you can get the industry, you can get the description, you can understand if someone is already connected to this guy. Then you can find my email, you can find my personal email, you can find my phone numbers. So with just 3 questions, we can actually get data for 1,000 different questions that can be very relevant for account executive later to reach out, trying to actually create a conversation and a meeting and hopefully a sale. Secondly, we have fast data entry, which is exactly the same. So it's not just a matter of not having a variable, it's even a matter of making sure that account executive do as little work as possible in managing the CRM, because maybe the lead is inbound or maybe the lead is outbound. So it's the account executive that actually have to log in into the CRM and put all of this data, name, surname, LinkedIn, blah, blah, blah. And the more data you have, and the better it is. So way better to allow the account executive to just put some key information like the unique identifiers, and from there they can actually reach all the possible information, even go very in depth in doing the research, like when people are changing job, is this company actually raising money, is this company expanding, it has a new CMO, is running ads, is not running ads. So in this way, a couple of clicks for the account executive, but you will have the full picture thanks to Clay and all the complete information to actually conduct your sales demo in the better way possible. Third, I would even say this qualification list. This is very important. So you have to keep up to date the list of your clients and the list of your pipeline. Because for example, guys, if I launch a new outbound campaign and inside the campaign I have people that are already customers, I'm not really making a very good impression here. I'm reaching out, say, hey, do you want more sales qualified leads when it's already a customer? You can actually damage your own relationships. So keep the list clean in the CRM, connect the CRM to Clay so that when we run an outbound campaign like the one that we were trying to run before, so if you have the data in the CRM, we can download the data and we can do a lookup. So before sending, we will look up those people already in the CRM, or even without downloading, we can do a CRM lookup. So we can look directly into Salesforce in the right list, like the list of active clients and the list of the pipeline, the one that are engaged recently. And through the lookup, we can actually understand if it is a customer we can contact or if it is a customer we should not contact. So everything that you have seen in this video is extremely helpful, and you can use it, copy and paste, and apply it to your own specific cases, especially when talking about the outbound messaging part. But there's one very specific lead generation strategy that will enable you to actually create incredible results for your own lead generation campaigns, which have been able to generate crazy results in the last few months, something like hundreds of interested replies, hundreds of leads in just a couple of days. Which is why in the next video I will show you this exact strategy in combination with all the things that I talked to you before to actually supercharge your own outbound results and your own lead generation techniques. Thanks so much and see you there.